About 3 years ago, we were in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Barry's roommate walked into his room and announced, totally out of the blue, "You're going to marry that redhead. I bet you." Barry lost the bet. That's why we're in Nairobi. He owes Nelson dinner. Nelson is now teaching chemistry at the University of Nairobi. His wife, Mary, is a school teacher. She's currently teaching high school. Mary thought we should check out their apartment and meet their daughter. She confided in Miggy that Nelson had become quite domesticated. Well, that's since his bachelor days with Barry. We then toured the real downtown Nairobi. That was the store where we eventually bought a drum. The next morning, we joined a tour group and took off for Tsavo National Park. Katano was our driver, and we called the VW bus the Pontomelia. That's the Swahili for a striped horse, or a zebra. The Tsavo Inn came well equipped. It had a swimming pool. It also had mosquito nets. Just outside of the hotel, some locals were sitting around their own house, carving animal. Naturally, we stopped and chatted to them, and Barry bought one. He does things like that. We then headed off down the Mombasa Highway, taking practically any road that we could. This is the highway. The giraffe, or twigas in Swahili, paid peekaboo behind the trees, or generally just ignored us and went their own way. Katano stops along the Mombasa Road to explain an anthill. Barry, in the meantime, finds a bigger hill. A park ranger joined us at the top of this little hill, and frankly, every direction we looked, we could see some different animals. These are Grant's gazelle. A gazelle is an antelope that races along about 50 or 60 miles per hour. They're very graceful. Frankly, I don't know how long we spent up there, but it's never long enough. The Tsavo Inn made us a packed lunch. Catano said he knew a good and shady spot to stop. Seems it was no secret to the monkeys. We had a lady called Pearl who was always telling people what to do. This fellow watched her, saw that she was going to have her lunch, and stole it. Margaret won her competition. She ate her own banana, and poor old Pearl just had to wander around. Soon we left the Nairobi to Mombasa road and headed from Tsavo east to Tsavo west. We crossed the border and headed into Tanzania. The Kilimanjaro Lodge had no hot water. The heating system had gone kaput. It was a French design, a gift to the French government as far as I know, but the manuals were all in French. I found the hotel engineer come fix-it guy. He explained the problem, so I took a look at the manual and found the Find the Problem section. We connected lug A to lug F and attached a yellow wire to E and the meter somewhere else. Eventually we got some readings. He translated my English into Swahili. Of course, I was translating from the French to the English. Eventually, after about a couple of hours, we got it working. When I came back to the room to shower, Maggie was sitting on the bed. "What you doing?" she asked. "Well," I said, "I'm off for a Tembo Baridi. That's a cold elephant." "What's that?" she said. "I don't know. But the crew I helped fix the boiler want to take me out for a cold elephant. Some things you can't say no to." From Arusha, we hiked around Kilimanjaro, then headed west to Ngorongoro National Park. While the secretary bird does what the secretary bird does, a hyena lurks in the background. We were joined just outside the fence by a Maasai ranger. They call the fence something like Nkutik, if I remember correctly. The men build the fences. The women build the houses. Maasai simply means people who speak the language Ma. We were invited into the compound to meet the folks, and particularly the children. The Maasai really revere children, well, children and animals. They're nomadic or semi-nomadic people and move from place to place, both along the Tanzanian side and also the Kenya side. Katano was first invited into the house, and then we're all invited inside. The room smells of smoke. In fact, there's usually a smoldering fire that has lots of smoke, and that keeps away the mosquitoes. Having children is really important to the women. One older lady tried to teach Miggy how to bounce a set of beads around her dress body to encourage a man to have more children. Notice the goods along the side here on the floor. They were used for carrying blood. The practice used to be used for special occasions like circumcision, but now I'm told it's used for any occasion. Notice that this young guy has a spear. It used to be that you had to kill a lion single-handedly and to move into the range of adulthood. We left with a gourd, we left with beads, and got on the road again. We had giraffe, hyena, wildebeest, few birds, and then Barry was filming a giraffe putting its head into a tree, and all of a sudden, Katana got stuck. Anyone else see what I see right above us? Katana assured that, oh, don't worry, she's asleep. She'll just stay up there. We better get out and get this trek out of the way. Lions, on the other hand, are a bit different, or so the Maasai Ranger told me. He said that just about 2 weeks ago, they lost 3 German engineers who were working on the railroad. It seems, he said, that for lions, Germans are kind of like sauerkraut. They're an acquired taste. He'd never heard of lions bothering the Maasai, but as soon as we got some Germans, they just kept eating them. 50 years later, we visited the same park, the same area. I talked to the ranger, and he said, well, we still have the lions, but now there are about 14,000 of them. Last time you were here, there were well over 100,000, maybe 200,000. The cheetah family spotted a group of impala. They chased after them. One kind of broke away, and the 3 cheetah then chased after that one. They sat down, they waited, then all of a sudden one of them stalked after it and took off in a lightning dash. The poor old impala was around no more. Having decided it was truly dead, they decided to pull it off and hide it by a tree in the shade. Kitano said they'd come back later, probably in the evening, and have a real feast.